This past week, my colleagues and I traveled to different parts of the border to see firsthand how children, mothers, and fathers are being terrorized by the most anti-immigrant, xenophobic, and racist administration of my lifetime. We did this because we cannot stand idly by, and watch the most powerful country in the world tearing children from their mothers and their fathers at their most vulnerable and desperate moments. The stories of babies and toddlers being torn from the arms of their mothers and fathers. The heartbreaking audio of children crying and screaming for their parents. The account of a distraught father taking his own life after his own child was wrestled from his arms, and of a mother who was deported before she could recover her son from detention. These are the atrocities perpetrated by President Trump, and they must stop. Families fleeing violence deserve and have a right to petition their claim for asylum, for that is the law of the land. I'm here with 2 children today to call on this administration to stop this cruel, inhumane practice that betrays who we are as a country. The president could make the decision to end this practice right now and do the right thing. Failing that, Congress must act. And now I yield time to my distinguished colleague from Washington, Pramila Jayapal.
10 days ago, I visited a federal prison south of Seattle that holds 174 women. I met with all of those women. They are seeking asylum. One woman had 3 children. The first child was shot and murdered by gangs. The second child was shot and paralyzed by gangs. And the third child was the child she tried to bring here to safety. These are the stories of the people that are coming across the border, and all of the mothers in the 174 people that were at the federal prison had not even been able to say goodbye to their children. They did not know where their children were. They had been subjected to the worst conditions at the border. And Madam Speaker, what is this country coming to? This is a country that should value our children, that should value the rights of our children. And these children are sitting in cages on the border in tent cities. This president created this crisis, and this president can stop this crisis right now with a phone call. Do not tell us it is about Congress. It is about the President of the United States, who has chosen to take this democracy to its very bottom. This is the bottom. This is abuse. It is a human rights violation, and we must end it. He must end it. And with that, I yield to my colleague from Illinois.
Thank you. I want to thank all of my colleagues from all over the United States, and I'd like to ask them all to please step forward and bring your guests. 2 children under the age of 12. Please bring them forward with you. I think more powerful than anything I could say is to stand with children. Please, please. We only have 5 minutes, but let's take the minutes so that the children can step forward. Please bring them forward. All of the members of Congress, you're all allowed under our rules.
The chair would advise that members should not traffic the well while another member is under recognition.
Please come forward. All of the children, please come forward. Under the protection of members of the U.S. House of Representatives, we are here with the children because we believe that this is what is important. I want to thank all of my colleagues. I know that the rules did not allow all of you to speak, but I think you speak with your presence here and with these children in your arms. But I want to tell you something. I know this is a tragic moment, but this weekend, I couldn't have felt prouder to be an American. I couldn't have felt prouder about just what our exceptionalism is. I saw Americans everywhere across this country standing up for children, standing up for those that are in need, standing up for moms and dads that are being separated. Let's celebrate, too, that America sees this injustice, sees this cruelty, sees this evil, and did not remain silent. And that is the America that I am so happy I was born into. We have a great country. And let's remember that. So let's keep the fight. Let's keep the fight for these children that are here. They're so beautiful. And I want America.
The gentleman's time has expired. The
The
gentleman is no longer recognized. The chair will reiterate an announcement by the chair on July 7th, 2016. An exhibition involving members trafficking the well is a breach of decorum. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess. I believe the time has expired. The time has expired, sir. Is not in order. The time has expired. The chair has ruled. Has ruled. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess until 10 a.m. today.